In the name of God, I want to speak about a digestive system in this class, but because of many organs that we have in the digestive system, these organs are in the abdomen. Before speaking about the beginning of digestive system, in this class today, I want to speak about the anterior abdominal muscles because they are very important. By the weakness of this muscle, maybe we have many hernia in the abdomen. Thus, in this class, we speak about anterior abdominal wall and about the muscles and another tissue here. You know, the abdomen is a many large cavity that in the superior we have the diaphragm, and in the inferior the abdomen going to the pelvis. The derm of the hair is innervated by the six last thoracic nerves from the T7 to the T12, and a part of the skin in the lower of abdomen is innervated cutaneous by the L1. Thus, here is the umbilicus. When we remove the skin, we have here the superficial fascia in the like to the another part of the body. You can see here is superficial fascia, and here we have many fats individual in the fat persons. In the fat persons, here we have many fats, but in the thin person we have less than fat here. In the superficial fascia, the superficial fascia in the abdomen has two layers. One is fatty layers, another is membranous layer. Here you can see the vessels in the superficial fascia. They are superficial veins that you can see here. One of them is the lateral thoracic vein that when come to inferiorly, it is continue with thoracoepigastric vein. It is many long superficial veins that in the inferior it is related to the great saphenous vein and the femoral vein, and in the superior this thoracoepigastric vein going to the lateral thoracic vein, and then this is related to the axillary vein. This means that the thoracoepigastric vein related the femoral vein in the lower limb to the axillary vein in the upper limbs. When we have here closing here when we have here is closed, the blood come to the from a thoracoepigastric vein to the saphenous vein and femoral vein. When here we have a cluster or closing here, the blood come to the up by thoracoepigastric vein and come to the axillary vein. After, when we look at the superficial fascia, remove the superficial fascia, and here we have the deep fascia and anterior abdominal muscles. The anterior abdominal muscles is divided to two groups. One group is in the anteromedian. Here we have rectus abdominis muscle, and in the second group is Anterolateral. In the anterolateral group, we have three muscles from the surface to the deep. This one surface is one superficialis is external oblique abdominis muscle. When removed, another muscle is deep to this internal oblique abdominis muscle, and when this removed, the deepest muscle in the anterior abdominal wall is transverse abdominis muscle. Thus, in the anterolateral, we have three muscles from superficial to the deep. They are external oblique abdominis muscle, internal oblique abdominis muscle, and transverse abdominis. You can see here, this is a part of rectus abdominis. Here, remove two layers, external oblique and internal oblique is here, removed, and this is transverse abdominis muscle. This is from the internal and posterior view in the abdomen. Here is anterior abdominal wall, but this is from posterior view from internal of the abdomen. You can see here this is peritoneum. When peritoneum removed, here is fascia transversalis. This is deep fascia, and when removed, we're going to three layers of muscle. From deep, this is internal oblique abdominis muscle. It is transverse abdominis muscle. It is, and superficial to it, this is internal oblique abdominis muscle, and this is external oblique abdominis muscle. This is three layer. From deep to the superficial is transverse abdominis, internal oblique abdominis muscle, and then this is external oblique abdominis muscle. Here is diaphragmatic, that is cut in the frontal or coronal section. This is right cupula, this is left cupula. This is a transverse section. This is rectus abdominis muscle. This is external oblique, internal oblique, and transverse abdominis. Here is a skin in the anterior abdominal wall, and here is superficial fascia and the fats. And deep to the transverse abdominis muscle, we have fascia transversalis here. This is deep fascia in the abdomen, and then the yellow color here is external peritoneal connective tissue. This is areolar tissue, and in the deepest layer is parietal peritoneum. This is. Thus, the layers of the anterior abdominal wall from the superficial to the deep are skin, superficial fascia, external oblique abdominis muscle, internal oblique abdominis muscle, transverse abdominis muscle, and fascia transversalis, external peritoneal connective tissue, and parietal peritoneum. We're going to another shape. This is external oblique abdominis muscle. It is originated from the lateral surface of 8 terminal ribs. In the superiorly, this external oblique abdominis muscle interdigitate with serratus anterior. This is external oblique, and this is serratus anterior. Here they are interdigitate with each other. You can see here, this is external oblique abdominis muscle. Here is aponeuros of this, and here is another part of aponeurosis. Here is iliac crest. This muscle is what's the insertion of this muscle? Is in the lateral lip of iliac crest, and then it is aponeurotic and come to unit with another external oblique abdominis muscle, and then this is going to linea alba. Thus the insertion of external oblique is in the iliac crest and linea alba. I want that this file must not be very long for upload for you. I ended this file and I continue to another file, the anterior abdominal wall. Goodbye.